Okay, American Ultra 2015. This movie starts with Jesse Eisenberg playing a stoner and then ends with him playing a half-human, half-robot stoner. He plays Mike Howell, a guy who is exactly what you'd expect from a stoner played by Jesse Eisenberg. A super awkward, down-to-earth guy with a timid voice and a massive drug addiction. His character was up the same alley as the characters he played in the Zombieland franchise, 30 Minutes or Less, and The Art of Self-Defense. And then there was Kristen Stewart. She played Mike's girlfriend Phoebe, who, in my opinion, was the perfect female counterpart for Eisenberg. The two had some really nice chemistry, and they were both able to bounce off each other in a really natural and organic way. The movie starts with them being a cute little stoner couple doing cute little stoner things, getting high together. And then the CIA gets involved and decides that Mike Howell needs to be terminated. Because apparently he was part of some super off-the-books, under-the-radar program that turned average people into killing machines. And his abilities could be activated with a combination of words and phrases that had zero correlation with one another. It kind of reminded me of, like, the Winter Soldier.
Vegetable oil, Canada, the clams, coming up, Jesus Christ, 1169.
Except he was kind of awkward. And that was basically the formula for every joke in this movie. It was just something you'd expect to see in any action movie, plus awkwardness, and then boom, you got your final product. A poorly timed attempt at a joke. The execution of a lot of the comedy in this movie was just not that good. For example, there's a scene where Mike and Phoebe are being chased by an assassin, and the assassin throws a grenade at them. And while the grenade is in the air, the assassin says, "Catch." Then Mike catches it and tosses it back, and it explodes. Like, I get that the humor stems from them subverting our expectations. I really do. Obviously, if someone throws a grenade at you, they're not gonna say, "Hey, heads up! Watch out for this mini fucking bomb that I'm throwing right at you." I think overall, it felt like they just didn't really commit to any of their jokes. It was like they would set up a joke in the middle of an action sequence, and then the joke would just be half-assed. Like they were trying to maintain a certain level of seriousness while the joke was happening, and they didn't really go all the way with the joke. Which in my opinion isn't really the right direction to go in when you're mixing the action genre with the comedy genre. If you're gonna have a comedic moment in the middle of a super suspenseful action sequence, let it be funny. Don't be like, oh yeah, here's an attempt at a joke, but just so you know, we're still an action movie, so don't get it twisted, we know what we're doing, which is why we're giving you this joke that makes zero sense. And there are a ton of other movies out there that have successfully integrated comedic moments into their serious scenes. Just look at any drug dealing scene from 21 Jump Street, or 22 Jump Street, or even like Rod from Get Out. If a joke is made in a non-comedic moment, commit to it or just don't make it at all. That was honestly my biggest complaint about this movie. Like, are you trying to be an action movie with attempts at comedy, or are you trying to be an action comedy movie? Another example of this is Topher Grace's character, Adrian Yates. You know, due to the nature of Topher Grace's career, it's almost impossible to look at him and not think of Eric Foreman. So, if you're gonna give him a role in an action comedy movie, you would think he would have some comedic moments. But his character was more on the serious side with attempted humor. Like, his character was clearly written for Brad Pitt or like Tom Cruise. So it was Topher Grace playing a serious guy, but still using some of his Eric Foreman mannerisms and such. So for a lot of it, I really couldn't tell if he was trying to be funny or not. Then the movie would make it clear that they were trying to make a joke out of the moment, and I would just kind of sit there confused. Like, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to laugh, but I kind of felt obligated to just because it was clear that the movie was trying to make it a funny moment. So, I don't know. And it's definitely possible to be both a funny and serious character. Like, sometimes a character can be so serious that they become funny to the viewer. And this whole idea of me not knowing whether the movie was trying to go down a comedic path or a suspenseful path was pretty consistent throughout the whole thing. It was just super unclear what the desired outcome of any given scene was. Other than all that though, Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart were pretty good together, and I'll admit the majority of the action was pretty cool. So I'm thinking I'd give American Ultra a 5 out of 10. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the weaknesses I found in this movie could be considered strengths by other viewers. I guess the humor just didn't really land with me all that much. But yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. Agree, disagree, whatever. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe too if you wanna. And if you dislike the video, go ahead and leave a like anyway. Also subscribe. Later.